So with any custom project, we're always going to have uncertainties. There's always going to be the issue of cars starting while I'm talking. Hey, what is happening? Happy Saturday from Chicago. Boy, have I got a surprise for you guys. So in my line of work, I do quite a bit of solar panel installation, solar training, things like that. But it's a rare opportunity that I get to show you our newest project, which is a solar-powered ice cream truck. I'm headed over to the warehouse right now. I want to show you guys everything. We have a new team member that's joining us today. It's going to be a very exciting Saturday here. Stay tuned. All right, so let me give you a quick backstory on this project while I'm driving to the site. About a month ago, I was approached by a client and he had a very peculiar idea. He'd been working on converting a 1979 step van into an ice cream truck for about 2 years. And he had this idea that he wants to use all of these really high voltage electronics, like, huge sound system, flat screen TVs, freezer, and so forth. And naturally, car battery or one of those kinds of step van batteries is not going to cut the mustard. So the logical progression is, hey, why don't we put solar panels on it? There's very few companies that even offer these types of services and modifying something to become solar powered to accommodate all of those different things at the same time, especially while riding. So I thought this was a cool undertaking. I said, this is something that we can really have some fun with, and it's a good portfolio piece. And what's more than all of those things was the narrative behind it. This guy is the executive director of a nonprofit organization. It's a community-based organization in Inglewood, Illinois. Chicago, Illinois, which is, if you don't know, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in America. And he had a pretty brilliant vision. I mean, I thought it was awesome. So what he explained is that this would be kind of like a teaser, like, just to get people in, because he's not actually selling the ice cream. He wants to get disadvantaged youth, at-risk youth, people who would be interested in participating in different workforce development programs, as well as other what are called wraparound services that his agency offers. That's how this entire project came about. All right, so I've just made it to the warehouse. To give you a backstory on the EPC process, or the engineering, procurement, and construction aspect of this is not some out-of-the-box project. It's not something that you can find on the shelves of Walmart. It takes a longer time to anticipate all of the different things that could go wrong, also allowing for upgrades, preventing arcing. There's also a large component of having to fabricate parts. So take, for instance, the roof mounts. You'll see when we get in there, but it's like a puzzle almost, where you have to create the puzzle pieces yourself.
Let's go to the back. 110 volt plug.
Yeah.
Goes on the back of the wall.
So they can plug in wherever.
Right. And then they can plug in, and that goes up and goes into the 110 volt panel, which is one of those panels that have inside of it where you configure the mounting plate. You with me? Okay. So, in fact, I made 2 sets. Dave?
I'm right here.
Give him your set that he has, so he can look and see what's going on. Now, I'll leave that with him when he goes to lay out the truck. Now we have to measure. I didn't get no measurements. I just got a tutorial so that we would be able to see how we're going to lay it out.
So at this point, we're going over the work scope documentation to determine the workflow and assign roles and establish lead times for ordering components, fabricating parts, and beginning the initial build-out process. We are basically going through the planning process. We've done all of the electrical design work, but now comes the ad hoc design of all of the mounted systems, where everything will be placed, and so forth. I just realized I have not formally introduced our chief engineer, Jeff. Jeff has been working with Lumina Energy since the very beginning, and he's been an integral part of our success. Not to mention, he's been an amazing mentor to me along my clean tech journey. You're good.
Okay, so that's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. So you're good with the battery box, the wall, you know what to do with that. So I'll get measurements on that so I can tell you what the dimensions and you can fabricate that out. That you can do and get that done. And with a solar battery, the charge cycle depends on how deep we can take the charge.
Just in case you're wondering why Jeff is wearing a coaching outfit, it's because in his free time, he also coaches youth basketball in Chicago, and a documentary is being made about him and his fellow staff members. He was an integral part of many NBA players, such as Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers.
This is the DC disconnect. Okay, in a DC disconnect, we'll be separating the power so that we can work on the inverter. You asked about panel. This here. This is the inverter. By Outback. Okay, so that will be mounting on that wall.
Jeff and I took some time to familiarize our new team member Safi, a new hire electrical engineer, with the solar system components of the truck. Most of the projects he worked on were large scale. Seeing as how this was his first day of training, it made sense to start him off with one of the more uncommon projects that we deal with. As you can imagine, architecting virtual power plant nodes means the majority of our projects vary widely. Residential solar installs are but a small percentage of a decentralized demand response network. In a mixed asset virtual power plant network, vehicle to grid is a critical DER, or a distributed energy resource. Electric vehicles and custom vehicles like this step van play a vital role in energy storage and distribution. Once we arrive at the final stage, we'll add our IoT sensors and a customized microprocessor. It will then be capable of generating energy blockchain transactions and plugging directly into the grid for use.
It's a Word document. That's all right, I can make it work. So we're gonna have a pipe that's gonna run underneath this truck to deal with bringing the battery feed all the way to the back in the corner. So what we're basically doing here is, I just got finished with preliminary drawings with respect to the layout of the truck. I'm working with the installers that's going to fabricate that stuff in place, share it with them what we're going to do and where we want these things to be located. On this corner of the truck, we're looking to make this is our control center. And he shared with me he's going to have a countertop, so I got an idea where the receptacles are going to go. And then we have a television that's going in here, where that square represents the TV that's not there yet. And I need to give them power over there so they can plug in. The next opening will be a window where they can service the people. It's a freezer that holds the ice cream that's in there. So we're working with two sources of voltage on this truck. Actually three, if you will. And I'll explain it to you. We're doing 110 off the inverter, which we're converting from batteries and charging from a solar system, which will be on the roof of the truck. Now, after that, we provide the 110 to run the equipment inside, which is the refrigerator and the television you were telling me about, the countertop, and the plugs so that they were running things that they were making up stuff for the people, or they needed power to plug in anything inside. So it's a lot going on with this. Configuring this, we're taking this from the intangible and making it tangible. It was a regular panel truck, which will be designed as an ice cream truck. So, that being said, we are in the beginning stages of laying out, trying to get the, if you will, the carpenters to put the interior together to make it make sense and look like an ice cream truck. And then we're ready to roll.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jeff. Safi, give us a wave. This is our new hire, Safi. He's going to be an electrical engineer for us, coming straight out of college. We expect good things out of this guy.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And this is Richard, longtime friend, companion, has worked with Lumina Energy Academy for a while. Back on board. Good to see you.
Thank you much.
It's 200 watt, 20 volts.
So our configuration
1.8 amps.
that's 24 volt panels. Our configuration is going to be all parallel.
And it's one-sided, right? It's not.
No, it's one side panel. When you what are you looking for today?
No, it's
Sense
just
the light from different direction.
no. There's the bifacial panels. This is
So as you can tell by the project, it's been going on for a little bit. And ultimately, once we finish our job, then the final components can be placed on it, such as paint job and eventually ice cream. So stay tuned and you'll see this project unveil.